A local CAL FIRE firefighter died after a routine training exercise, and tonight his girlfriend says it could have been prevented. For 6 months, Team 10 investigative reporter Jennifer Kastner has been poring through records, revealing the captain in charge of the training was found by the state to be incompetent and dishonest.
That former captain was demoted, but it may only be temporary. Documents we got show that he will be eligible to get his position back. CAL FIRE told us that they conducted a thorough investigation into his actions, and they remain committed to the safety of their employees.
He had been shopping for wedding rings because he had told them he was going to buy a ring his second season of firefighting.
Ashley Valario was planning to grow old with Yaro Katkov. The San Diego couple met in middle school. She always knew he'd become a firefighter. He loved caring for people and the environment. Their dates were often interrupted by this.
He would just stop and pick up like every piece of trash on the way. And I'm like, and even I would be like, come on, like, can we go? Like,
this interview with Valario was recorded last July after she came to us for help getting answers about the 28-year-old's sudden death following a training hike with a captain and another firefighter on a hot day in the rugged mountains of Duluth. The cause of death was heat exposure, according to a CAL FIRE report, which did not indicate that he had any major underlying health problems. Valario said CAL FIRE told her they did all they could to save him. She only questioned that after she was tipped off to get a copy of this state report. The report exposed that Katkov did not complete the first hike in time, so the captain had him do it again after taking a 20-minute break. It was 78 degrees out. On the second go, the report found that the captain noticed he was struggling and took over 20 breaks along the trail. He was stumbling and losing his balance. Another firefighter pushed him from behind, but once on the ridge, he fell forward and sat down. The report goes on to read that he was told to take off his gear and cool down, but as his mental status declined, the captain initiated a medical response. He was airlifted to a hospital where he died.
After reading the reports, I realized like not everything that could have been done was done.
This report highlights multiple citations given. According to Cal OSHA, CAL FIRE failed in a number of ways, notably by failing to start emergency response procedures that matched the severity of heat illness symptoms observed by a supervisor. The agency was ordered to and paid more than $80,000 in penalties. ABC 10 News requested records from CAL FIRE for information about the supervisor, former Captain Joe Ekblad. What we got back was revealing. We interviewed Valario again in January to share it with her.
Have you ever been told this in this great detail?
No.
Among the documents, a notice to Ekblad of his demotion last May from fire captain to firefighter 2. He'll then become a fire apparatus engineer this coming May, and next May in 2022, he'll become eligible for reinstatement to captain. The long list of causes for demotion include incompetency, inexcusable neglect of duty, dishonesty.
Have you ever seen that?
No. And like my question to that is like all of those things, like not all of those things are things that happen, they're characteristics. Like they say who he is as a person.
Page after page in the demotion notice describes accusations of missteps to the captain. You ignored his erratic behavior and his failure to follow direction, which was yet another indicator his mental state was compromised, and yet another flag for you to stop the training hike and implement immediate cooling measures, which you failed to do. Instead, you pushed on. Katkov fell back, and when he went to stand up, he staggered backwards. His eyes rolled into the back of his head. He began to shake uncontrollably, and he lost consciousness.
What I was physically told from CAL FIRE was that everything that could be done was done.
The notice reports that the captain made false statements during the administrative review by not in part acknowledging indications that Katkov was struggling.
How can you read those things and like feel comfortable ever promoting him ever again? Like it just is like such a slap in the face.
CAL FIRE denied our repeated requests for taped virtual interviews, but they did answer some of our questions, including how the decision was made to only demote the captain. Part of our response reads, CAL FIRE management made the decision to demote Ekblad rather than terminate him, following the same factors the state personnel board would use in determining if any discipline imposed on a state employee is warranted. Some of those factors include length of state service and prior progressive discipline. CAL FIRE said he had no prior offenses and he's currently not supervising any employees. CAL FIRE told ABC 10 News that he is not interested in providing us with any comment.
My entire goal here is just to make sure this never happens again. Like, I don't want another family to ever experience this when it was absolutely preventable.
Valario has a petition going in the hope of getting the former captain to resign. She also wants the agency to instigate greater safety training procedures. For a complete list of corrections that CAL FIRE made following the Cal OSHA citations, go to our website 10news.com and click on this story. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.